Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley today praising that decision to lift the gag order on the FBI informant who allegedly has information on Russian efforts to bribe the Clintons during the Uranium One deal. A source telling Fox News that President Trump gave the order himself to lift that non-disclosure gag order.
That has finally happened because there's somebody that has some, we think, some very good information about what went on in regard to bribery, money laundering, things of that nature in regard to Uranium One. And it gives us a real opportunity to fill a void in what information we know.
Joining us tonight, former strategist, deputy assistant to President Trump, now the chief strategist for the Make America Great Again coalition, Dr. Sebastian Gorka. Great to have you here.
Thanks for having me, Lou.
It's quite a day in Washington, D.C.
Right.
Let's start with the obvious, and that is the delay of these documents, which the president told us that we were going to have today. The law says we must have by midnight tonight, but which we will not have. Instead, only about 2,500 of 35,000 overall documents, some of which have been under seal for 54 years.
Right. First things first. Let's dispense with the fake news. I was reading the Daily Mail on the way here that said President Trump, new cover-up with JFK documents. This has nothing to do with President Trump. This is the FBI and the CIA requesting to be able to redact some of the documents.
To hell with them.
Well, yeah,
I mean that seriously.
No.
To hell with them.
Because
why should we, our president, any administration, put up with two agencies that over the course of what would be now 25 years since some of these documents were sealed, they've had 25 years to do the right thing, cover assets, change methods.
There's only two reasons that you would do that redaction right now. The reasons are you protect active operations or you protect sources and methods. Neither of those can be true 50 years later. So what is it? Something embarrassing. And we have seen in the last 8 years the rank politicization of both the Bureau and the CIA under Brennan. So it really stinks to high heaven.
You know, it's one thing if we were talking about John Brennan at the CIA, who is I mean, he will go down in history as a liar, as the man who ordered
a failed operative.
A failed operative. He's also the man who ordered surveillance by the CIA of the Senate Intelligence Committee and got away with it. Or we can talk about James Comey, who lied to Congress, the American people.
And then leaked so that he could get a special prosecutor against the sitting president.
But those two people are now gone. And in their place, we have Christopher Wray, who is the new head of the FBI, and Mike Pompeo, the head of CIA.
Great guy.
What in hell are they doing?
Look, let's not narrow it down to two people.
No, let's do. Let's
talk about the seventh floor.
No,
let's talk about the seventh floor.
I don't want to. I want to talk about those two people appointed by President Trump, and putting him in what, as we have just quoted from Julian Assange, making him look weak because his administration, his leaders that he put in place aren't in control of their agencies.
This is a test. This is a test of leadership. The president is a steam locomotive. He doesn't get stopped. I've met Mike Pompeo. I've had lunch with him in the White House. He is a true, loyal member of the cabinet.
And I've got to say to you, because you're part of the Make America Great Again movement that Donald Trump started. You are one of those who are part of the architecture. How in heck do you rationalize these two men putting him in the position to the president to look so weak, and the CIA and the FBI to be continue as runaway rogue agencies in actually internecine war with their president and ours?
Let's wait till midnight, Lou. Let's wait till midnight.
I got to tell you, I will be waiting till midnight, and I know millions of Americans who will be. But the fact is, Julian Assange at this point, right now, is the one who's right. The president has been made to look weak because those two agencies and those two leaders didn't deliver in meeting the law and meeting the orders of the President of the United States.
Well, he's not a weak man.
I know that.
We have a few hours left, so let's see if his team understands that this is not a man to be trifled with.
Well, you would agree they are trifling right now.
The machine is, absolutely. The machine is.
The swamp. The
swamp.
The deep
We're sitting
state.
in it. We're sitting in it right now.
Oh, my gosh. Let's turn to one other issue, and that is, of course, what we have seen reversed here. Suddenly, this is the Clinton collusion with the Russians. Suddenly, this is...
Uranium Gate.
Uranium One. It is finally, after all that we have put in front of our committees, our Congress, our investigative agencies who still are not joining, that is the FBI, the CIA, in this investigation, at least it has begun. What do you make of it?
Can I share with you what a congressman told me this afternoon?
Absolutely.
He will go unnamed, but he's a good man. And he called me up, and I congratulated the events of yesterday that finally this individual, this informant, is being ungagged so he can tell us what was going on in America with our uranium and the Russians and the corruption. He said they had to fight the GOP leadership because they blocked them every step of the way to uncover what was going on. Why? Because they didn't want to seem partisan.
Yes, that's exactly.
The GOP did not want to seem partisan. It's like Alice in Wonderland, Lou. It's crazy.
It is still a swamp.
Yes.
The president is making wonderful inroads. As you say, there's nothing weak about the man, but there is
a lot of work to do.
As you turn 360 degrees here in Washington, D.C., you see nothing but swamp.
Yes,
it's a lot of work ahead.
8 years of work, and then 8 years of President Pence.
As you wish, but I have a different request. I would take 16 years of the president and his vice president, but drain the damn swamp in the next year. How about that?
Absolutely.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
Dr. Sebastian Gorka, great to see you.
Thank you, Lou.
As always. Thanks so much.
You.